Okay, cyclic friction off.
Nice, good preparation.
Collective friction off. Increasing RPM.
Radio makes strange sound again. Hopefully it gets better later.
Lower RPM for flag check.
It's just a vibration at the moment. Maybe in a hour it gets better.
Okay.
Descent approved, 26 right, 86 Papa.
Nice pickup, good step.
Okay. Clear, left clear.
Okay, loud and clear.
Long Beach Tower, helicopter 7532 Sierra at Maverick, request North Downey departure with information Romeo.
320 Sierra, North Downey departure, Maverick will be determined.
North Downey approved, departure from Meridian Mountain Risk, helicopter 32 Sierra.
Nice, good call. Very nice takeoff, very smooth, 16 knots, good climb. Beautiful, 500.
There was that 3 kilo drill, I'm sure, Jan. Tower, just up for 26 Papa, can I turn base right now? Forward to clear to land, reach it. Turning base, 26 right, clear to land, reach it, Papa.
It's not very busy, huh? An hour ago it was much more busy. It could be a little more on the right side, right? First midfield. Also the down is a little more to the right.
Go to a gate check.
Number 73, kilo drill, I'm sure, Jan.
Hello, it's there, first right, wind lights.
Long Beach Tower, Swing 444 Echo Bravo, just departed out of Compton, 1700. We have information Romeo inbound for runway 26 right.
444 Echo Bravo, sure, right down at your runway 26 right.
Enter right downwind runway 26 right, 444 Echo Bravo.
Then let's find the Downy. Can you see the Downy already?
Yes, middle one.
Yes, nice, good job.
And number 4 Echo Bravo, begin a descent now, this is a fast at 2 o'clock, 3 miles converging northbound.
And for your way back, you're gonna have the green light, and right, that's gonna help you a lot. Okay, gauge check is done. If you, oh yeah, you used the trim, nice. Okay, well, let me ask you about some warning lights. What is about the low RPM warning light? What does it mean when it comes on?
It means the RPM is low.
Yes, how low?
Less than 97.
97, exactly. And what could be the cause for that?
Using too much power.
Yeah, nice, very good. Or you will close the throttle without warning it. And what should you do to recover?
Roll, chopping up factor, they pass off your right, extend your down on previous.
Roll,
Extend down when you
increase
come
the
my base
throttle
forward.
and lower the clutch.
Yeah, exactly, very good. What about the low fuel light?
It means we have low fuel.
Yes, how much fuel do we have left?
1.5 gallon.
Yes, and that's, how long can we fly with that?
About 15 minutes.
15. Let's double check.
Right. 1 gallon.
Right 6 pop, let's go, kilo 2 grams.
So how long can you fly with 1 gallon?
Kilo 2 is around 8
10 minutes.
Capture 320, pre-touch route.
That was for us.
Frequency change approved, helicopter 320.
You can actually also go to 700.
Alright.
So in 60 minutes, 10 gallons.
So,
So
1
1
gallon
gallon.
should be 6 minutes?
6 minutes, yes. So 1.5.
9 minutes?
Yeah, so in the POH it says 10 minutes. We have about 10 minutes left of flying time. Don't get confused. 1.5, but not 15 minutes. So 1.5 gallons and 10 minutes, not 15 minutes. Nice. What about the tail rotor chip?
It means some metal particle is in the tail rotor.
Line power at the 12684 for 268.
And what should you do?
If there's any other like any other weird noise or the vibration, we can just land as soon as practical and look it up, check it.
Okay. And what if not?
If not, we need to land immediately.
So what is the bigger problem? If you have a noise and high temperature and smell, or if you have nothing and everything is normal?
What was that?
So you said when there is a noise as well, or vibrations, or you smell something, or a high temperature, then land as soon as practical.
Right.
And if you only have the lights and everything else is normal, then land immediately, or what? You can, this is the 105, you can follow the 105.
Right.
And it's also climb to 1000.
Okay.
But it doesn't make a lot of sense, right? Because what is how to say that without giving it away? So when would you land as soon as practical? When you have just a little bit of a problem or a real big problem?
A little bit of a problem.
Yes. So what is a bigger problem? If you have vibrations or if everything is normal?
We have a vibration?
Yes.
Did I say that?
No, you said when you have vibrations and stuff, then land as soon as practical. But then you should land immediately. So if you have the light on and vibrations or high temperature or smoke or something, then you have a real problem. Let's go down. Land immediately.
Right.
But if you only have the light and everything else is normal, then we just fly to the next airport and land.
Right.
That's not as big of a problem, right?
Right.
You said it the other way around.
Really?
Yes, 2 times. Okay. Good. Yeah, I think you understand it. Just don't get confused.
Okay.
Actually, you can keep climbing a little higher. Let's go to 1,500.
Okay.
And there's a guy coming on to the 105, so maybe we do position report.
Okay. LA base on traffic, helicopter 320 over 105.605 at 1,500, heading to northeast, LA basin.
Okay, that might get a little close, because he's at the same altitude. Okay, we should pass before him.
Right.
But I have him inside. Right next to us now.
Right. I have in sight.
Kind of hard to see. Where do you think is the wind coming from at the moment?
At the moment,
American helicopter 1195, we're there 185, correction 605, 185 in protection.
It's almost the same, right?
right.
So
Maybe.
if it's below 3, 4, yeah, just say calm.
Right.
Or at least not calm, but at least no wind from west or east. Maybe there is no wind from
3
south.
and west to north.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's keep climbing a little.
Okay.
And then I would say
Hello traffic 928 0
500, you can do a gauge check.
Northbound, LA traffic.
Yeah, you can level off and do a gauge check.
Engine gauges 120 green, answer center from Zero Yellow, engine October fields green, the warning lights.
Okay.
More than happy.
And let's do low RPM recovery, so you can please turn off the governor. So we have the light on, so we have to keep an eye on the RPMs.
Right.
So I'm going to give you a low RPM situation, and you can recover.
Roll 30, yep.
Nice, very smooth. Really smooth, small input, good job. So you can raise collective a little again. Okay, then I'm going to give you another one.
Roll 30, yep.
Nice, good job. Also very nice. It's really easy to see you really first roll on the throttle, then lower. Good job. If you see it would come too high, you could see it close again, right?
Right.
Nice, you can turn it off again. Yeah, just make sure you don't rush too much and do it very fast. You can also lower temp, roll on. Now the needle is moving. Lower. If it needs a few seconds, it's also okay. But how you did it was also perfect, so good job. Okay, still 82. Now we have a little tailwind, huh?
Right.
85, 80. Yeah, let's do some other rotations. So maybe let's find out more exactly where the wind is coming from. So you can do your clearing turn and check for traffic as well.
Right. Traffic front, below. And wind is coming from the southwest-ish.
The traffic? This one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's northeast, right? We are southwest.
The wind,
The wind, sorry, yeah.
southwest.
Okay, yeah, but let's also turn, because now you can just say if it's a bit with southwest or with a northeast heading, we have a little more ground speed, yeah. But to really make it more exact, we have to do at least a half a turn, right?
Right.
There is another helicopter next to us. I just saw him, he's much lower. Okay, now we have 80. You can also do the turn with 60 actually, but you can whatever you want. Yeah, have a little wind, maybe 3 knots or so from the south, huh?
Right.
Or 4. Yeah, I think southwest is good. So let's keep that heading and go to 70 knots.
Helicopter 154 Hotel.
And you can also turn off
northeast of 65105, maneuvering 1,500.
Yes, then 70 knots, straight and level. And then whenever you are ready, you can do another rotation.
Rotation 3, 2, 1, enter. Pitch full.
A little more. Pretty high RPM. Okay, now it comes down. Temps, airspeed outside. Temps, airspeed. Okay, nose is a little down, a little after. Temps, airspeed outside. Okay, so when you apply out cycling, you see the RPMs came up immediately. Okay, let's recover.
Okay.
You can turn to the left, please. start to climb. Okay, so pretty good entry, just a little abrupt. You could do it a little bit slower and smoother, then it's also going to be a little easier to control it, but you still controlled it very nicely. The attitude you kept the attitude pretty nice, just a tiny bit nose down.
Right.
We were a bit above 70, which is still okay, but perfect would be between 65 and 70.
Right.
So if you enter a little slower, it's going to be a little easier for you. Okay, these guys are doing maneuvers over there. So let's fly a little bit this direction.
Okay.
And you can keep climbing. Yeah, then I think this time you can really, it was pretty stable. Then you applied a little off and we could immediately see the RPMs going up, right? Yeah, the only thing, so a little slower entry and the pitch pull has to be a little bigger because we were really close. If you see, you do the pitch pull and after about 1 second the needle is still moving up, then you have to raise a little more. We don't want to do it immediately because then we're going to raise too much because it's a little bit delayed, about 1 second. But if you see, you raised it already and after 1 second it's still moving up, you have to raise more. Okay, so for the next one we know we have to enter a little slower and do a little bigger pitch pull. Okay, now we have almost no head tailwind, so we can also do one in this direction. So you can level off 70 knots and gauge check.
Okay. The gauge is 120 green of the center, curves out of yellow, instead of showing no warning lights. Rotation 3, 2, 1, enter.
Nice, that was very smooth.
Pitch pull.
Yes, good job. Now you waited a little and did another one. Temps, airspeed outside. Temps, a little right pedal maybe for the trim strings. Nice, that's very stable now. So you can even hear a little bit that the RPM goes up, right? Okay, and you can recover. Yeah, so when you recover, you can raise collective a little more. Okay. Yeah, that was pretty nice. I would say we move on to the off-airport, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, this time the entry was much nicer. Again, the pitch pull was a little too slow, but you did like a second pitch pull. Maybe on the way back we can practice 1 or 2 more.
Okay.
But that was already pretty stable. Just we were a little bit going down like this, not that much, but a little more right pedal also now. So make sure you also keep a little focus on the trim strings. Okay, next we're gonna do the off-airport landing, so you can fly in this direction.
Okay.
Then you can already think about, okay, you know the spots, so you know the altitude, so you can already prepare a little. And we already found out a little bit, at least we know already the wind is probably also here not much different than there. So probably we don't have any wind from the north, right?
Right.
So you already have a rough idea of the wind. It's all good information you can use. The radio is really annoying.
Right.
It doesn't matter what I do here, it's always... Usually this should go off with... Okay, that is the spot.
Right.
This is where I would like to land, please.
Okay. With this from the south.
So you could also say first, because now you already know your altitude, but you can say, okay, I think the spot is at about 500 feet below us.
Right.
So that's a good altitude, because actually you're not supposed to know that, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, where is the... Yeah, maybe let's do at least half a turn.
Right.
And you can just say, okay, I'm looking for the wind now, so that the DP also knows what you're doing.
Right. For a wind now.
Okay. 60, 67.
Right.
Sharcy,
Down.
Courthouse 700 northeast bound.
Try to keep the 60 and try to keep more or less the same distance. now we are flying to the west, so 65, 70, still a little
orbiting south Whittier 1000.
headwind, huh?
Right. So wind is from the south and west.
Okay.
So we need to, and I'm gonna looking for the obstructions. It looks pretty clear from the south and west side. A little bit of a bush and
yeah, bushes,
trees.
okay, trees.
At the north, east side. So obstruction and
There are also power lines over there,
right,
some fields
more
here.
like, north. So we need to pass in at the north side from the north side. North side.
447 Whiskey Alpha is Tigo Canyon ready to be stepped off with a new halt out.
That would be
Yeah, 447
we do
3000.
it at the west side. There is a clear path.
To PEF out, you said?
Yes, path out.
What was your PEF ins already in here?
The north.
North, okay.
And now approach. Should use a normal approach.
Okay. So when you come in from the north, which is roughly from here,
Right.
yeah, we just have to make sure of this. Maybe you have to stay a little higher because of the hills, right? But if you can, maybe we can do a normal approach, okay?
And the touchdown zone looks, surface looks little hard dirt, hard sand,
Okay, yeah.
and shape is around, looks like a circle, and maybe a little slope or no slope.
Okay, watch your airspeed a little, we're also descending.
The side shape, side looks great, looks more than enough for our helicopters.
Okay, sounds good.
So it's suitable, I say.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a rest of the turn and go to the north side to make a... No, actually go to the south to make a left post traffic.
Left traffic, okay.
So I'm gonna... Now it's upwind.
Sounds good.
We're gonna climb to 1,500.
Okay, keep 60 knots.
Okay.
You don't extend the upwind too much, because you have to fly all of that back again, and you don't want to lose your spot.
We'll go to the crosswind.
Speedway 3000.
And to the downwind.
LA traffic helicopter 1540 hotel 6055 southbound 1000.
And the gauge is 123 grams. The center for yellow and 0.3 in warning lights.
So you're already a little too high, so make sure you descend a lot now.
Now we turn base.
Look outside, 60 knots altitude. A little forward cycling. A little forward now.
Birds.
Yeah. Okay, make sure you keep little airspeed.
Now I'm gonna turn to the final.
No, it's okay. It's a little illusion. Trust your instrument. Still 200 feet. Make sure you get a little slower. That's a good decision. No bushes here. Keep a little more forward. You don't want to land in the beginning, more like in the middle.
Works.
Nice. Beautiful.
Right, clear. Clear.
Left is also clear,
Gonna
yeah?
turn to the head one.
Okay. So you wanted to go out west or southwest this way?
The west side.
Okay. Oh, west, so this or this way?
The right one.
Okay, then let's turn a little more.
Okay.
Then it both works. For this one I would back up a little bit first. For this one this is very nice.
Look up 3 kilo, don't get
And that looks great. That looks like there is a little slope.
Right.
Okay, then you can set down whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Make sure you don't drift too much to the front. It's gonna make it a little harder for you on the next performance takeoff. Okay.
Stability check.
So now on the set down you applied a little aft cycling, which was good. I think it is a little slope like that, right?
Right.
So then parallel would be left and right. So it depends always on where the slope is. If you have a slope like this, you do the stability check like this. If you have it like this, you do
Right.
sideways, right? Okay, feels pretty stable, and it pedals a little.
Lower more.
All the way down. Yeah, so you could do the stability check with a little higher power. We were already at 18 or so, maybe the first one at 19, between 19 and 20. Because on the last one we were almost all the way down already. Okay, then next performance takeoff.
Okay.
So just one thing, that was actually pretty nice. Circles look pretty nice. On the south you were sometimes a little close, but not too close, you could still see the spots. First you said you want to approach from the north, which is also okay, but it's even easier like you did it a little more from the northeast, right? Because then you don't have too much hills, you can go a little lower. So your approach path was actually really nice. For a southwest wind, that was excellent, especially with the obstacles here. Not a lot, but the pattern looks great. Yeah, you had not a lot of space, so it was actually good that you kept this one pretty long, the upwind, so you have a longer downwind, more time to prepare everything. How did we land last time? On which heading? Can you remember? I don't remember.
It was planned to do a northeast, but it was almost like a east approach.
Last time?
Right,
Yeah,
so
okay. Yeah.
We couldn't see the actual landing spot. We just closed in.
Yeah,
go
then okay.
to the right and
Okay, so we did like 2 landings now with north or southwest winds. Okay, then next time we're also gonna practice an approach from this side.
okay. So 3004 to 992. It's almost 1,000
Okay.
and
Yeah.
24 degrees. So
880, yeah.
1,000 should be 22.4. 22.4 is continuous, and maximum takeoff power would be 23.3 or 4.
Okay.
Right. So go back to the 3004.
Yes, that looks pretty accurate. 980 here. Should be 960, so it's pretty good, pretty close.
Friction off. Increasing throttle.
Okay, on the max performance takeoff, what do you think? What should you look out for now? Or what is the biggest danger here?
Maybe 3 left. Right.
Yeah, for this one. So maybe go a little right, and then not too close to that one. So a little right and then straight.
Right.
It should work.
Okay, check engine gauges 1 to 0 green, up to center, carpets out of yellow, engine rockets way, no warning lights, carpets off.
Okay, 23.3, and make sure you don't get too fast. So if you see you have 40, that's already too fast. So we still want to keep the vibrations and high power, and then also check the trim strings once you're stable. Okay, nice little slope there. Here are the vibrations. So actually we are already clear, but let's keep it a little bit just for practice.
Okay. Clear off obstacle.
Yes, nice. Okay, and 60 knots. Nice, that was a nice max performance takeoff. Just make sure you really peak up before you move forward, right? It was almost a little too early. Okay. Can maybe go to 1500, but yeah, power is pretty good, but not more than that, but at the moment it's very good, very nice climb,
right.
1000 feet. Yeah, now we have about 10 knots headwind. Okay, when you can level off, then let's do a diversion.
Okay.
I would like to go to comp.
We are at the like 5 miles southwest from the Pomona Freeway, and Compton should be at the southwest.
Yes, okay.
So and the time is 39 minutes.
Yeah, very good. So you can use that or start it here, but that is okay if you remember 39. Perfect.
There's Compton, so...
Okay, make sure you don't climb anymore. So that at this area, oh, you have to make sure that you don't get into the Bravo, right? So,
right.
Yeah.
It's 11 nautical miles, so...
A little airspeed.
11 nautical miles with 80 knots airspeed. We could go there for like 9 minutes.
Okay.
And we have around 13-14 gallons, so we can go there.
How many gallons do we need for 9 minutes?
9 minutes should be 1.5 gallons.
Yeah, we had that already. Okay, we have 13. Okay, sounds good. So we can go there. What is our exact heading? How do we get there?
241.
Yes, okay. Then you can also go 241. So you estimated it really good. Yeah. So also do that. You can, if you see this, okay, you take the heading and the distance.
Okay.
Nice. Then let's actually go to Compton. So let's fly a little faster. And then we head to Compton, because it could also be in the check ride that you have to go there. So now let's say you would not know Compton and you do the version to Compton. What frequency would you prepare first?
The AWOS?
Exactly, yeah. So even though we know it's not working just do that anyways. Now put in the AWAS and then we check, it's not working. Or maybe it's working now, I don't know.
AWAS is 12715. So check it right away.
Yeah, we are about 10 miles away, so we should already receive it, yes.
I don't hear anything.
Okay, then you can go back to base info now. Also, especially when you go to COM, so depending on where you start, you fly through this area, right?
Right.
So here, make sure you don't get too high, because there the Bravo is pretty low. It's how high, when does it start there?
2000.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So we would only be 300 feet away, right?
Right.
Okay.
So we're gonna need a sit-up instead. So 123.025.
No.
Actually.
Yes. Okay. Yes, then you can go a little faster. Also, when you really get lost here, and then you do the lost procedure, what you can also do is, you can just say, hey, I know there is the 605 somewhere north,
Right.
southbound. You just fly west until you find the 105, you find the 605,
Yes.
then you fly south, and then you have the 105, 605.
Right.
That's how you could get back. Okay, and then you can just fly back to COM.
Okay.
Already everything prepared.
I see 105, 605.
Copy,
Gonna go down to 1500.
Engine failure, engine failure, engine failure. Pitch full. Well, was a little late. Temps, speed outside.
We need to land there. If we can extend that a little.
Yeah, I think we're gonna overshoot a little bit. Well, actually it works out pretty, I think we would overshoot a little bit, but that's a good spot. Very nice open area. We could still adjust a little, maybe do left, right turn. But okay, yeah, let's recover.
Okay.
So also, really nice good that job that you immediately after it was stable pointed it out. When you see it's not in front of you, but it's a little left or right, you can also do a little turn.
Right.
Nice, good job. Then let's maybe fly 80. You can fly at 1000 or so. But yeah, even if you would over or undershoot, this is not the main factor.
Traffic, helicopter
In a real life situation, of course, that's going to be important then. But first of all, you just want to choose something, right?
Eastbound, heading traffic.
There was Jaden there or somewhere over here. Maybe you can also do a position report.
Elevation traffic, helicopter 320 105 605 at 800, heading west. Elevation.
It's over there.
Yeah, I see.
Well, it's good timing now, they can go land there.
Right.
Okay, how are you planning to enter the traffic pattern?
We're gonna listen to the CTAP, so...
Okay, but now we found out it's not working. The CTAP, right?
Right.
So, but regardless of which runway is in use, what would you do first when you are inbound?
Contact?
Yeah, so you can just tell them inbound, right? So you know that procedure, I know. But in Compton also has runway 7 is right pattern, right?
Right.
Which means both patterns are on the south. So you're gonna do a midfield crossing, right?
Right.
And then you don't know where the wind is coming from, so what could you do when you do a midfield crossing anyways?
See we're looking for the windsock.
Exactly, so especially in this kind of situation, it's not very common that the CTAP is not, or the weather is not working.
Right.
But that's a good example, no? You just would fly to the airport, maybe you don't even know the airport runway numbers, because you don't have FlightPoint, only a chart. Then you can just do midfield crossing, look down on the runway, what numbers, check the windsock, do your own, make your own decision. But let's assume runway 25 is in use, so how do you enter?
We're gonna cross midfield and enter the left downwind for the flight.
Very good, then let's do that.
Okay, little
birds, nice, good job. So crazy, you see birds and you feel like they are far away, but within 2 seconds they are here. It's really fast. Okay, I would say we use 25 right.
Sure, 8, Sarasota, 900.
Unless it's gonna be very busy on 25 right.
Please, 10, that's Central GL southbound, 800.
Yeah, we'll see.
Elevation traffic, helicopter 320 over 105.710 at 1000, heading west, last call elevation. Now we are at the Compton.
Okay.
Compton traffic, helicopter 320 over 105.710 at 1000, inbound for midfield cross and enter left downwind for runway 25 right, Compton.
Compton traffic, 1 for from A.
Yeah.
This nothing good, please visit the turning left downwind, 25 left, Compton.
Okay, they use 25 left, nice.
1 for from flat.
I see the runway.
Very good. So we do some auto rotations. So you can just keep 770 knots or downwind, and then also base final, try to keep the 70 knots.
Okay.
And you can use as a target.
Uniform left, crosswind roadway 25 left.
Okay, 25 left. We're gonna use the numbers, so you can aim for the numbers, so when the trim strings are at the numbers, also consider the wind. If you feel like you have a strong headwind, maybe enter a little later.
Okay.
Then you can do a normal auto rotation to the numbers with our recovery.
Runway's only go 25 right, what's the shuttle coming?
Around 10 knots headwind right now.
What? Headwinds, yeah. So yeah, very good. So we already have a good idea. Later you can also check the windsock again.
Right.
Hampton traffic, Cessna 507 uniform, left, downwind, runway 25 left.
Really busy.
Nothing good, please visit the turning left, 25 left, Compton.
But as long as they are all using 25 left, I'm happy.
Come traffic, 1 from clear, 25 left, Compton.
So go to 70. And 700.
Okay, one guy is on base. So one guy should be on downwind, yes. And one on upwind.
Nothing good, please visit the turning final, 25 left, Compton.
Okay, don't see the upwind. Oh yes, I see.
Yes.
So 3 guys are in the air at the moment, and 1 guy is coming from the south here as well.
Right.
So we're gonna keep an eye out.
Compton traffic, Cessna 573 uniform, turn base one-way 25 left. Traffic, your function room is going to be crossway to close to left down for a short approach, 180 out of 25 right, Compton.
Okay, 1 guy is on crosswind.
Traffic, 5273 uniform, left base to final, runway 25.
Compton traffic, helicopter 320, 1 mile north, crossing midfield at 700 and entering left downwind for runway 25 right, Compton.
Compton traffic, helicopter 25 Romeo is on the left downwind for close in, short approach 180 out of 25 right, Compton.
Okay, maybe... Oh, that's this guy, huh?
Right.
Yeah, we're just gonna turn behind him, then it should be no problem.
Then I'm gonna...
He's gonna do a 180 now.
Some traffic.
1255, yeah, that works out easily. We just go a little right, then it's okay. This guy is on final, so he has to wait for this guy anyways. And one guy is in crosswind.
Contact traffic 696, this is turning crosswind for southbound departure, Compton.
Okay, he's departing south, nice.
Departure is close and left to the base, final short approach 25 right now.
Compton traffic, helicopter 320 over midfield, entering left downwind for runway 25 right, Compton.
Okay, nice. Nobody behind us. 17 on 700.
Engage just 123 green, into center, permits auto yellow, engine capturing the warning lights, permits up.
Copy traffic, Sky 1 I'm taking you.
Compton, traffic center 573 uniform, clear runway 25 left, taxi runway 25 left.
One more thing on the gate check. Yes, otherwise the auto is going to be a little harder.
Three Foxtrot, Romeo, you guys on the go? Yeah, affirmative, 3 Foxtrot, Romeo's on the go, 25 right, it'll be a 147 coming. Roger that, 140, affirms lined up on 25 left, we'll give you guys a second before we get going.
Nice, good job, keeping 17 on 700.
Right, clear, left clear.
Remember, on the entry, eyes outside. We have kind of a pretty strong headwind, so take that in consideration. And maybe another radio call.
Compton traffic, helicopter 320 on final for runway 25 right, Compton. So auto rotation, 3, 2, 1, enter. Pitch full.
Yep, nice. Okay, a little left side clip. Let's go back over the center line.
Traffic 140 from the party,
Low collective.
traffic.
Stop traffic, helicopter 3 Foxtrot, Romeo's 1 cross and close traffic, 25 right, come.
Airspeed 1 second. Nice. Camp.
Okay.
Let's hover a little to the front. The helicopter is still on downwind. Okay, yeah, in the end, the input was a little big, that's why we got a low RPM.
Right.
But you still corrected it one more time in the end with the lower corrective. It's a good job.
Compton,
And also very nice.
573
You don't have to flare that late, but if you can do it, it's nice, because that's
25.
pretty close to the reality, right? You want to be close to the ground. So good flare timing. Just the entry was a little early because the wind shock is almost straight, right? So it's pretty strong wind. So we saw we on the shot a little bit. Yeah, the pitch pull might be a little early, so you can do it a little later. Just then it's a little nicer, then you don't have the on, right?
Right.
But other than that, pretty nice. Is this guy doing another rotation? Okay, let's take off here.
Okay. Compton traffic, helicopter 320 taking off on runway 25 right for left close traffic, Compton.
Copy traffic, Shark 140 for downwind 25 left short traffic.
Traffic 5273, uniform rotating runway 25 left, Compton traffic, we got the helicopter in sight.
Okay, this guy is right next to us, so we cannot so we wait until this guy turns first, and then we turn. We can just keep 60 knots, so keep climbing in this direction. I thought this guy is waiting and didn't see him taking off. Okay, then we're gonna do another auto rotation. This time we try to do the pitch pull a little later, and then the input's a little smaller on the collective. Let's wait until he turns. So a little smaller inputs, then we don't have the low RPM in the end.
Left crosswind runway 25.
But the flare was really nice. So you can also tell them left crosswind, and we have the airplane inside.
Copy traffic, helicopter 320 on the left crosswind. We have an airplane in sight. Compton.
Copy traffic 1 freedom 1 base, keep that low. Compton, traffic 75273, you deform to the left, downwind 1 way 25 left.
Okay, the helicopter. Yeah, maybe we go a little wider and just follow him. And just the altitude is a little high, so let's go down a little. Okay, the helicopter is now on the ground. Should be no problem.
Compton traffic, helicopter 320 on left downwind for runway 25 right. Compton.
Okay, so I think the entry point would have been really nice with no wind, but because of that wind we have to enter it a little later. Okay, the helicopter is departing.
Compton, traffic 75273, you deform base, move 1 way 25 left.
Okay, check is done. 17 knots, 700 looks good. This guy should be no factor for us. Check.
Compton, traffic 75273, you deform final 25.
Compton traffic, helicopter 320 on left base for runway 25 right. Compton. Traffic, helicopter 320 on final for runway 25 right, Compton.
Okay, make sure you are straight over the center line. Don't let the wind push you. Straight at level, 70 knots, eyes outside. This time we're gonna enter a little later.
Right.
70 knots altitude looks really good now.
Pitch pull?
Yes, that was a good pitch pull. Temps, airspeed, outside. Temps, airspeed, outside.
Uniform taking 25 left estimate. Compton, traffic 75273, uniform clear 1 way 25 left, taxi 1 way 25.
Sorry, I had to help a little. Okay. So now I had to play a little forward cycling, that's why the flare was not that nice anymore.
Right.
The reason was we had a lot of energy now in the, let's check real quick if somebody's behind us. Okay, nobody there. Because just before we approached the ground, you had a little nose down attitudes. We were already in the whole out rotation a little bit fast, just a little bit, there around 70, maybe a little more. And in the end it was really a little nose down. That's why we had a lot of energy, and then in the flare the RPMs came up quite a bit, right? So if you see the RPMs are already high, you might have to raise a little bit before you flare.
Right.
Yeah, other than that, the entry was really nice and smooth. The pitch point could be a little bigger. The landing was really good now. It could be a little bit bigger because the RPM went a little bit above the green. It was still okay, but now you know for the next one, if you do it a little bigger, it might be a little more stable. So you think in the entry we have to play a little bit, just a touch more arm cycling, because we always have a little bit of nose down attitude. So if the airspeed is at 65, that's even better, that's our target.
Right.
So it's between 65 and 70, so we could try to be a little slower. Okay, let's do another one.
Right. Compton traffic, helicopter 320 taking off on runway 25 right for left close traffic, Compton.
Okay, and the entry point, now we learned, okay, also we had to interfere a little bit, that's why we overshot a little more, but we would have overshot anyways, right?
Right.
So if you do your adjustment to the winds, it's good. Now we kind of get experience how much we have to adjust now. But this was a very big adjustment. That was too big. That was like almost, I don't know, 4 seconds later than usually.
Right.
So 1 second is already a lot, right? So adjustment was a little too big. So now, where does this guy come from? I didn't see that.
Right.
Good that we checked, huh? I also don't see him on the DSP.
He didn't. Oh,
Yeah, they also didn't see him. I also didn't hear a call. Okay, let's wait until he confirms.
Okay.
Oh, it's 7 for uniform.
Contact traffic 7527 to uniform. Left crosswind to 225 left.
Okay, let's follow him again.
Compton traffic, helicopter 320, turning left crosswind for runway 25 right, Compton.
Okay, don't climb too high with... so this time we're gonna do another straight in order rotation with power recovery, and this time I'm gonna call an engine failure.
Okay.
So you just fly 70 knots, 700 speed, and once you hear engine failure or the RPM are low, you enter the order, okay?
Compton traffic 7527 to uniform.
Other than that, the rest is gonna be the same.
Compton traffic, helicopter 320, turning left downwind for runway 25 right, Compton.
But then you can try to apply a touch more off cyclic on the entry.
Okay.
The timing of the pitch pull on the last one was really good, it's just maybe a little bigger. Other than that, it was really nice, and then, yeah, maybe if I see the RPMs are a little high before a flare, I'm gonna just raise the collective a little, then you don't have to focus on that, you just focus on a nice flare.
Right.
Because this is, yeah, then the workload is a very high if you have to do that as well. Okay, gauge check is already done, 7700 looks good, this guy is in front of us, so maybe we have to extend a little bit. And make sure you don't get pushed left and right, straight over. As soon as you can, when you turn base final, so you're also on base, you can already check. Try to get a nice heading that you don't have to adjust a lot anymore in the outer rotation.
Okay.
So perfect would be on the entry that you're just straight ahead.
Base 25 left.
Okay, it's only this guy, right? There's nobody else.
Right.
Let's wait a second. Yeah, no, you can tell.
Okay. Compton traffic, helicopter 320, turning left base for runway 25 right, Compton.
Compton traffic 7527 to uniform. Final 25 left.
Compton traffic, helicopter 320 on final for runway 25 right, Compton.
Okay, 70 knots, 700, straight over the center line, car tail is up. So just keep that attitude now. Engine failure, engine failure, engine failure. Okay, now we wait a little longer and now end pitch pull. So this time it was good to wait a little longer with the pitch pull because our temp was a little low. Lower a little bit.
Compton traffic 7527 to uniform. Clear runway 25 left.
Okay, that was a little hard flare. Okay, let's recover. Okay, let's just walk it down. Okay, now the hard cyclic on the flare was a little too hard. So even though we had low RPM before the flare, the RPM came up. So that was a little too abrupt hard cyclic. So tried to do that a little smaller. The entry was good, and there was good timing of the pitch pull because the RPM were pretty low because I already rolled down the throttle, right? Because it was an engine failure and not a normal auto rotation. And then it was in the end we raced a little too much, right? So we got low RPM.
Right.
So usually we would actually call a go around on that one. Because when we have low RPM so close to the grounds, we could also do a go around. But I thought it's actually good to have a little low RPM to get because of the flare.
Okay.
So we should flare a little smoother. Okay, where is this guy now? He's on taxiway, huh?
Compton, traffic 79527 with uniform, taking up the way to 5 left or left cross one.
Okay, let's just take off and do an on the go call.
Okay. Compton traffic, helicopter 320 on the go on the runway 25 right for left coast traffic, Compton.
Oh fuck, no, he's faster than I thought. Okay, now, yeah, we have to wait until we are behind him again.
Right.
It's so bad timing, how fast is this guy taxiing? Okay, a lot of birds.
Right.
Yeah, then we just extend the upwind again. Yeah, this time you can call the entry again.
Okay.
Now where did we land? We almost shot a little right.
Right.
Maybe let's go a little right. Okay, it's okay actually. Yeah, so actually we could have been entered a little earlier. Then, so now when you call it again yourself,
Compton traffic 795 with uniform, left crosswind, 25 left.
when you call it again, you might have to do the pitch pull a little earlier now, right? And yeah, maybe a little bigger, because I think it was again a little high RPM, right?
Right.
I feel like this helicopter really tends to have the RPM a little higher. On 7 to Romeo you don't need that much pitch pull, but in this one you really need quite a big one.
Compton traffic, helicopter 320 turning left downwind for runway 25 right, Compton.
Okay, then let's really focus on the glide that we look a little more outside, because then the RPMs are not going to move that much. We are only adjust the RPMs with small inputs, and the flare we start very smoothly. You can also start the flare a little higher if you want, and then you just do like you do a two-step flare. First a baby flare, just a little aft, and then you flare properly and do a normal nose up attitude. That's a little easier to control the RPMs than if you do a very small flare first and then as a kind of a second one.
Can we go down to like 95?
What do you mean 95?
The RPM before the flare?
No, we should. Perfect would be if we don't have the low RPM on. So if you do a little smoother flare, the RPM is not going to change a lot.
Right.
So now the RPM is always coming up here because we have flare a little too fast. So we can do it a little slower.
Compton traffic, helicopter 320 turning left face for runway 25 right, Compton.
So actually if you have the low RPM on just before the flare, that's not going to be good in the check, right? So try to avoid that.
Compton traffic, helicopter 320 on final for runway 25 right.
Okay, 70 knots, 700 looks good, eyes outside. The lower collector just a little. cycling, then the RPMs comes back and lower maybe a little bit.
Compton, traffic center 507.
Then was small, flare, and more. And level up. Oh sorry, I forgot to throttle. So that low RPM in the end was my mistake. But now you end, the flare was much smoother. Really nice, slow off cycling, that was much better. Okay. Yeah, let's do an on-the-go call. I do a gauge check, you can already go. Left crosswind departure.
Copy traffic, helicopter 320 on the go on the runway 25 right for left close traffic. Compton.
Well, left crosswind departure, but you can do that on the next call. Yeah, let's go back to Long Beach. Yeah, again, I think
Helicopter 837 Romeo, 1 mile southwest of 710-105 intersection. Inbound for landing at runway 25 right, straight to final. Come to traffic.
now they go straight to final. Okay.
Come on, to traffic, calling base on landing runway.
Yeah, on the pitch pull.
North east and wave traffic inside, maintain the job. We are operating final runway 25 right, final traffic inside.
Okay, let's focus first on flying.
Counter traffic 1321 Tango, we are 2 miles northwest of the airport. We are transition southbound. Counter traffic.
Compton traffic, helicopter 320 on left crosswind for crosswind departure. Compton.
Yeah, the pitch pull, it's always, we get pretty often high RPM.
Counter traffic, swing 737 Pop Tango in the downwind for runway 25 right.
So we might need to do a little higher pitch pull. And so usually at the moment it's like that, we get high RPM, and because of that we do another pitch pull and then we get low RPM. So this second one should be a little, maybe the first one bigger or the second one smaller. Because actually, yeah, let's do the call.
Compton traffic, helicopter 320 1 mile south, heading south, last call Compton.
Compton traffic, flying 737 Papa Tango.
Crane 0.2 miles northeast, 100 feet AGL. Crane 0.4 miles west, 160 feet AGL. Advise on this will contact US Information Sierra. Long Beach Airport Information Sierra 2253 Zulu. Wind 206, visibility 10, strike clear. Temperature 21, dew point 14, altimeter 3003. ILS, runway 30, approach in use. Runway 30, runway 26 west, runway 26 right in use. Tower frequency, all aircraft 119.4. Contact clearance delivery 118.15, all ground traffic use 133.0. Land and hold short operations.
Got everything?
Information Sierra and with this 290 and 4.
Okay.
And runway 2630 in use, and all the frequencies are 119er.
Should only fun rest.
Long Beach Airport Information Sierra 2253 Zulu. Wind 206, visibility 10, strike clear. Temperature 21, dew point 14, altimeter 3003. ILS, runway 30, approach.
Okay, at 6 knots, just the wind.
Long Beach Tower, Southwest 1727.
This one landing at Maverick.
Long Beach Tower, runway 30, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 30, Southwest 1727.
Long Beach Tower helicopter 75320, 5 miles west, request West Willow arrival and landing at Maverick with information Sierra.
5320 Long Beach Tower, approved, bus report 1 mile.
West Willow approved, report 1 mile out, helicopter 320.
Nice. Marine layer is coming, huh?
Straight, don't turn left or right, next taxiway, Thunderground.
Yeah, so maybe we can do another auto rotation on taxiway, Foxtrot. And then we just focus on doing a little smaller inputs for the correction, because at the moment we always get a low RPM on just before the flare, and we don't want that, right? So if you flare like on the last auto rotation with a very small flare, then the RPM is not gonna change a lot, it's not gonna come up.
Challenger 123 Quebec on the ILS 30.
Number 123 Quebec, Long Beach Tower, 130, clear line.
330, clear to land, 123 Quebec.
Long Beach Tower, Benadryl 758 Yankee Sierra, about 6 miles north, inbound 26 right, Benadryl, point Sierra.
758 Yankee Sierra, Long Beach Tower, on the right base, only 26 right.
Right base, 26 right, Benadryl, Yankee Sierra.
Let's go down, don't forget to descend here. Should be at 500.
Cloud 32 Sierra, landing Maverick will be in risk.
Hold on.
Landing a Maverick, I'm on risk, click to 320.
1727, turn right, kilo, Pentagon.
Thank you, Pentagon. I'm gonna do a request for taxiway Foxtrot.
Oh,
Well, we can just fly around the tower, keep 70 knots, 500 feet, and then we're gonna aim for the middle of Foxtrot 5 and 4. So this is gonna be our aiming point for an auto rotation. And in the middle of the yellow line, okay?
okay.
Free, no airplane there, that's nice. Tower, helicopter 32 Sierra, request landing on taxiway Foxtrot on Main Maverick.
Number 32 Sierra, taxiway Foxtrot, meet Maverick, clear line.
Taxiway Foxtrot on Main Maverick, clear to land, helicopter 32 Sierra. Okay, gauge check is already there, done. Cockpit is up. Between Foxtrot 3, Foxtrot 5 and Foxtrot 4. Make sure you raise the collective a little in the turn, otherwise you're going to lose altitude. Nice, that's a nice 70 knots altitude, 70 knots turn. Trim strings are centered. We raise collective a little bit.
Citation 392 Tango Bravo is just coming up on the city.
Long Beach Air Formation Sierra, current altimeter 3002.
Okay, let's fly more right.
Long Beach Tower.
Over the center line, over the yellow line. And then
Long Beach Tower,
rotation.
537,
Pitch pull.
Number
392 Tango Bravo Long Beach Tower.
A little outside.
Land 30. Back, turn, exit Kilo on the ground. Kilo over the ground, good 8-1.
Baby flare, baby flare.
Oh, no.
Yes, that is a flare. When forward cycling race. How smooth was that flare? That was awesome. Really slow, more. That was an awesome flare.
Long Beach Tower, Turkey 808.
Very good job. Nice auto rotation. Just the airspeed was a little fast in the auto rotation. I think for a second we were at 80 knots. But in the end it got a little better.
8538 request for heading 46 left.
Okay, then we can go back. That was the best auto rotation today. No RPM on. Really nice flare. RPM stayed very stable on the flare.
Back off Long Beach Tower. Make sure you're only 26 right. Make straight in for 26 right. 9 back off. Turkey 53, make left traffic on 26 left, verify information 0. Yeah, automotive information 0, make left traffic 182.
I would recommend to you
November
use the
8
headwinds
here, flight eastbound for base entry over the 605, now you're going to be number 2. Eastbound for base entry 26 right, then heading 0, number 2. Long Beach Tower to Gas Line 132 Papa Alpha with the 605 and 91 westbound. Just doing a transition. Gas on 132 Papa Alpha Long Beach Tower transition crew Long Beach altimeter 3002. 02, thank you sir. 32 Papa Alpha. Long Beach Tower Sling 545 Bravo Charlie over the Queen Mary and down the runway 26 right.
Nice.
Thanks.
There's some good auto rotation training today, huh? Especially the last one. So yeah, at one point we got the tendency to flare a little hard.
Right.
That's why we had to had a little struggle with the RPM, right? But now, like you did on the last one, you did a baby flare, and then it was very smooth, and then more. That was a really nice flare, that was perfect. So you can start that baby flare pretty high actually, and then you can still adjust. If you flare a little less, you get closer to the ground. If you feel like, oh, you're close enough to the ground, you can still flare a little more. You can really kind of flirt with the flare. Yeah, so really good improvement there. Also this time the pitch pull was good, but you might need a little even more pitch pull when you apply more aft cycling, because the nose dropped a little, right? We were a little fast. In the end, during the glide, you adjusted for that. But if you do the entry with a little more aft cycling, so you keep the airspeed a little below 70, then you have to maybe do a little more pitch pull even, right?
Right.
I'm not sure why. Maybe sometimes you do the pitch pull, maybe you keep raising, because sometimes it happens that you did the pitch pull, it was good, and then we got low RPM a little later.
Right.
So make sure, I didn't pay attention on that, but maybe you kept raising a little bit, I'm not sure. Yeah, so if you do it like the last one, then it's a really nice auto rotation, so good job on that one. Just also try to align with the center line as soon as possible, because otherwise you're like, oh, still have to go right, oh, now I should already enter.
Right.
So as soon as possible, it's going to make it easier for you. Nice, good flight. Our airport landing was really nice approach, very good decision on how to enter, exactly that spot that has no bushes. If you have bushes, then you have to approach a little steeper than we did it today. But on this position, it was perfect. That was a really nice off-airport landing. Also, the circles were pretty good. We lost a little altitude, about 100 feet, but then on the traffic pattern, you said, hey, let's climb back to 1,500. That was a really nice pattern. So then next time, if I forget it, remind me, we try to do one from the south.
Right.
Unless we have very strong wind from the south, then we just do it anyways and go around. But I still want you to see that approach from the south.
Right. Throttle closed. Clutch disengage.
Yeah, so it's 30 seconds. There's also a good chance that you're gonna do the procedures on the check ride in Compton. So then you would just enter the pattern like you did it today with a midfield crossing. I think that's the best option. Yeah, and then Compton you even have more space for the other rotation, right? You still wanna hit the number.
One time he really didn't do a radio call. At least most didn't hear it.